beneath the vibrant life of South Florida lies a chilling undertow of unresolved mysteries. Here, the balmy breezes and bustling streets mask a harsher reality, a series of cold cases that have gnawed at the community's sense of safety and justice. In South Florida, the unresolved echoes loudly, touching lives and leaving a trail of unanswered questions and heartaches. Today, we delve into the heart of this mystery, focusing on the poignant stories that remain open wounds for many. Among these is the tragic case of Isabel Torres, a 61-year-old whose life abruptly ended during a robbery at a local dollar store. Her story is not just a tale of loss, but a stark reminder of the urgent need for closure. Equally compelling is the story of Keith Washington, whose life was cruelly snatched away in the streets of Miami Gardens. His case, like Isabel's, remains a haunting testament to the ripple effects of crime, effects that extend beyond the victims to touch entire communities. Amidst these narratives of despair, Crime Stoppers has emerged as a beacon of hope. This initiative has been pivotal in fostering community collaboration, encouraging the anonymous sharing of tips, and enhancing the efforts of law enforcement. Their work underscores the critical role that collective action plays in tackling the scourge of unsolved crimes. As we delve deeper, remember, each story is a life, each statistic a plea for justice. On a quiet evening at Alta Gracia Dollar Store, life took a tragic turn for Isabel Torres. It was a night much like any other, with Isabel working late to close the store, a routine she had maintained for years. Her presence, always a comforting sight for regulars, brought a sense of safety and familiarity to the neighborhood. That fateful night, however, the store became the setting for a harrowing incident. As Isabel prepared to lock up, two masked individuals burst through the doors. The security cameras, barely capturing the swift and chaotic sequence of events, show a struggle ensued at the register. Isabel, in an act of bravery, tried to protect what she had worked so hard for. Tragically, it was during this confrontation that she was fatally wounded. As the assailants fled into the darkness of the night, they left behind a scene of devastation and a community in shock. The police arrived too late to apprehend the culprits, and despite their best efforts, the case grew cold, with few leads to pursue. Transitioning from the grim recount of that night, we hear from Isabel's daughter, who shares her profound loss. Her voice trembles as she recalls, "My mother was not just a store clerk, she was the cornerstone of our family. Her laughter filled our home and her strength held us together. Now there's just silence, a void that no amount of time can fill." The impact of Isabel's untimely death reverberates beyond the immediate grief. Anniversaries pass with a somber reminder of the justice still out of reach. Her family, holding on to her memory, continues to advocate for answers, hoping that one day the perpetrators will be held accountable. In the community where Isabel once served, her absence is palpably felt. Residents and fellow shopkeepers, reminded daily of the fragility of peace, come together, determined to reclaim the safety of their neighborhood. Isabel's smile remains in memories. Her justice, however, remains elusive. In the bustling streets of Miami Gardens, a mystery unsolved shadows the community. Keith Washington was a well-known figure in his neighborhood, admired for his generosity and warm spirit. But one chilling evening, the fabric of this tight-knit community was torn apart when Keith was found lifeless in the quiet of his own home. The circumstances surrounding his death were as mysterious as they were tragic. As the sun sets over Miami Gardens, the streets that once buzzed with the laughter and chatter of community life now echo with a somber silence. Residents speak of Keith in hushed tones, their faces marked by a blend of sorrow and fear. It's clear that his untimely death has left a void in the heart of this community, a wound that seems to deepen with each passing day without answers. Local law enforcement, represented by a voice filled with determination yet tinged with frustration, shares their side of the story. "Every lead we follow, every piece of evidence we gather brings us closer to the truth," one officer states. But the key to solving Keith's case may still lie out there with someone who saw something but hasn't come forward yet. A community member's voice breaks the narrative, her words trembling as she speaks. "Keith was one of us. He didn't deserve this. We all feel the weight of his absence every day. It's not just a personal loss, it's a community tragedy." The impact of Keith's murder ripples through Miami Gardens, stirring a collective yearning for closure and justice. Flyers with Keith's smiling face are still seen around town, each one a silent plea for information, a whisper of hope that someone, somewhere, holds the key to unlocking this mystery. As the story unfolds, the call to action becomes clear. This isn't just a narrative to be heard, but a battle cry for engagement. The community, law enforcement, and viewers alike are summoned to piece together the puzzle of Keith's final days. Keith's story is not just a tale of loss, but a call to action. In the fight against the shadow of crime, one organization stands out. Crime Stoppers has become a pivotal force in bringing the elusive answers to light, proving that the community can indeed play a crucial role in solving mysteries that seem to defy resolution. Imagine a world where every clue matters, every tip is a potential breakthrough. This isn't just a daydream. It's the reality fostered by Crime Stoppers. Through their anonymous tip line, members of the community can share information without fear of retribution. This anonymity not only protects the informant, but also encourages a more open communication channel, crucial in crime solving. Take, for instance, the case of a hit-and-run that left a small town reeling. It was an anonymous caller, through the Crime Stoppers hotline, who provided the key information that led to the driver's arrest. Without this tip, the case might have remained just another cold file in a dusty drawer. Or consider the arrest made in the theft ring case last year. Again, it was an alert citizen, empowered by the anonymity promised by Crime Stoppers, who tipped off the authorities about suspicious activities at a local warehouse. The subsequent raid not only recovered stolen goods, but also dismantled a network that had been plaguing the community for months. Each call, each tip, adds a vital piece to the puzzle, and with every piece, the picture of truth becomes clearer. Crime Stoppers doesn't just offer a hotline, they offer hope, a chance to rewrite endings, to restore peace to troubled lives. Together, we can light up the dark corners of fear and injustice. Each unsolved case carries the weight of unshed tears and unfulfilled justice. In the heart of South Florida, the unresolved stories of Isabel Torres, Keith Washington, and others like them remind us that behind every statistic, there is a human story etched with pain and the relentless pursuit of closure. Isabel's vibrant life, full of dreams and dedication, was tragically halted in a moment of senseless violence. Her family's grief, palpable and profound, mirrors the agony of countless others scattered across the city, each yearning for answers. Keith Washington's tale is no less heartrending. His untimely demise in the streets of Miami Gardens left a community in turmoil and a family grappling with the reality of a future devoid of his presence. The echo of his laughter has been replaced with a silence that speaks volumes about the cruelty of crime left in the shadows. As we weave through these narratives, we also recall the chilling story of Rachel Lewis, whose life was brutally snatched away on a quiet evening. Her dreams, her potential, and her future were all extinguished in a fleeting, tragic moment. These stories, each a mosaic of memories and missed opportunities, compel us to look deeper into the impact of crime on families and communities. They are stark reminders of the urgent need for resolution and the relentless pursuit of justice. These are not just cases, they are chapters of lives left incomplete. In the echoes of the unresolved, our unity becomes our strength. In the vast expanse of our communities, scattered across cities and towns, the shadows of unsolved cases loom large. But it's precisely here, amid these shadows, that we find our collective power, a force strengthened by our shared commitment to justice and peace. The stories you've heard today, the faces you've remembered, they aren't just echoes of the past. They are calls to action, urgent reminders that our work is far from over. Each unsolved case, each story waiting for its ending, is a thread in the broader tapestry of our community. And it's up to us to weave these threads together, to build a fabric that's resilient and just. Crime Stoppers has paved the way, showing us the impact of collaboration and the successes that emerge when we come together. Yet, they can't do it alone. They need eyes and ears, voices and hands. They need you. By supporting initiatives like Crime Stoppers, by being vigilant and cooperative, we not only enhance our own safety, but also contribute to a broader effort of healing and justice. Let's turn our attention to the streets we walk, the neighborhoods we cherish. Let's be observant, engaged, and proactive. If you see something, say something. Your tip, no matter how small it may seem, could be the key that unlocks the door to resolution and peace for a grieving family. Let us be the bearers of hope, the seekers of truth. Together, let's continue the fight for justice.